So unfortunately, the last video ended because I had to disconnect my microphone for a call. So I'm going to pick up where I left off. And what you should have on yours right now inside your dataform.cs, you should be at this point here. And what we did is we were back here, we clicked on it, we were in the lightning bolt down at this cell click, and we double clicked on that, which gave us this here method. However, uh, did a little bit more work and research and realized I don't really want that one. I'd like to go back to a different one altogether. And of course, now look what's happened, right? Um, what I have to do is go to my errors. I need to clear that. Um, so I got an error because when you do this and it creates this function here, you can't just go and do a straight um, delete. Otherwise, it'll end up propagating all throughout and causing big errors and stuff like that. So don't do it that way. Go to here and take it out of there. Uh, then you can go back to here and then remove it. Okay? But if you try and go back the other way, you're going to get some major errors. So I'm staying in here, and what I want to do is go down to selection changed. So to get this all into alphabetical order, click this, make sure you're in the lightning bolt, and I want to go down to um, selection changed. Okay, and I'm going to double click that, and this is the function that I'm going to be looking for. Okay, so make sure that you've done your user data grid view underscore selection changed. Okay, because that's where we're going to be working. Okay. Okay, so I got a lot of stuff here to do, and it's going to be a little bit somewhat confusing, but I want you to follow along, and we should be good. And you're going to need this to work on the assignment. And just remember that what I do here, you can do the exact same thing with the debug.writelines and assign it to labels. But in this particular case, I'll do it. I'll have it print out to a console. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over a little bit. Okay. And don't we go back to our design form? Don't forget that I have hidden the ID column. Okay, so it's in there though, and if we want to know what the name of all that stuff is, we can just go to Edit Columns, and it's ID, capital I, lowercase d, first name, last name. So we've got the names and everything still. So um, just for reference, so when we're trying to figure out what it is, we still remember what our proper labels are. Uh, so first thing I'm going to do is actually do an int. Call this row index. Okay, and I'm going to say equals user uh, user data grid view. Okay, dot current. I want current row. Dot index. Okay. Semicolon, and I need another variable. Int current ID equals, and I have to cast this. Int user, where is it? Data grid view dot rows with an S, and so we'll call this row index. Okay, from just the line above, dot cells. Okay, and 0. And I got one more thing. I need the value. Okay, so if you look at this, we're talking about we've got the columns, but we're interested in the actual rows, and the first row or 0 is this one right here, which is your ID. This is where ID is, and it's kind of hidden. So that's what we're referencing by. Okay. Why have I got an error? Not going to worry about it right now at this very moment, but I'll come back to it. Okay. One more thing I want to do is I want to do a try. Type in try tab, and it gives me this here. Okay. And exception, I'll do the exception just like we did before, and instead of throwing this, I'm going to say debug dot write, should be a write line, exception dot message, and finish that off. Now let's go back up here into our try. And I know I told you this before, I don't like using var, but in this particular case it's appropriate. So I'll go back into the try block, and I'm going to do var selected name equals, okay, from, and I think if I do from tab, no, that doesn't work. From name in names should be database, names DB dot users, okay, and go down one line where name dot ID, okay, ID is that column that I just showed you in our table, equals current ID, which is from above, and then select name, okay, and then dot first or default, okay, and that is a function call. And there. So one more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of debug messages. So debug dot write line, okay, selected should be selected name, okay, right down there, selected name dot first name, semicolon, and then debug dot write line selected name, selected name dot last name. Okay, so just like I said before, this is all stuff that even though I'm doing a debug write line, you can actually put this information into a label, which we've done many times on the other assignments and in class together. So I'm just going to have a quick look and see how that runs. Okay, so I ran it. It's compiled. You can see this. I gotta do something to stop calling all those that course information, but for now we're good. What's happening is I can click on, and you see it's calling Guido Sarducci. I click on another row. It's going to Jane Doe. I can go back. It's actually clicking me again. Go down to Keanu. So we've got it working. The beauty of this now is that when you click on one of your values inside your cells, you can actually return those values. You can, like I said, put those into labels or other things. So anyway, for now, I'm going to conclude the videos on this and then start working on getting your assignment pushed out to you so that you can get to work on that. And if you have any questions, obviously you can get a hold of me through email, or we can do a video message sorry, WebEx is what I've been using with some of my other students. So you can book that with me now on. I provided the link in either D2L or Blackboard on how you can make appointments with me. So I know it's out there because a few other students have done it, and I've had a couple of appointments already. So I know that's all up and working. And if you need to really sit down and show me what is going on with your computer, then we can do it that way. Last thing I'm going to do is I am going to upload this today, but just keep in mind it takes a little bit to upload them. And anyway, uh, I'll get that other assignment out as soon as I can. And if you got questions, you know where to find me on email. Thanks.